tell her, say, Judy, take her foot out. What, me not Lucy Melina? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be doing a story time for you guys. I'm going to be spilling the tea. And I know some of y'all, when you saw the title, you're like, this girl can't fight. Like, I can't fight. She don't even look like she can mash hands. But I cannot fight. I can defend myself, but I can't fight. So before we get into the video, make sure y'all subscribe because the girl's a whole vibe and you need to join the tribe. Turn on your post notification, that's the little bell beside the subscribe. Yeah, put it to all so you are notified every time I drop my videos and when I post my other story times. Make sure that you like this video if you enjoy it. I'm not say go enjoy it, so just like it right now, you see me, and drop those comments down below. I want to know what y'all think about this story time. I want to know. So yeah, let's get into the video. So I just want to put this out there that I do not promote or support violence in no way, shape or form. I don't. This was an impulsive action. I did it because I was provoked, I was bothered, I was pushed to the point where I say, no, I'm gonna make nobody walk over me like, girl, you're not a sponge. So yeah, so the main characters in this story time, excluding me, are 3 persons. They have Lucy, you have Pam, and you have Judy. Of course, these are not their real names, right? So Lucy is the person that I got into it with. So, and Pam is another. Like, the story time, well, the fight was in 3 segments. So it was me and Lucy, Pam and Lucy, then Judy and Lucy. So, me and Lucy were good. I wouldn't say we're friends, because we don't really talk, but we're good. Pam and I are good. We hardly talk, but we're good. Judy and I, we don't talk none at all, but we're good, no drama, everybody good, you see me? So Lucy and I, we've always had an on and off friendship. We started high school 7th grade, and I don't know, some boy girl pitney just can't get along, which is why I don't like girl company. But something about it just me headache. But we've always had an on and off friendship, and I think the feud really got intense in grade 8, and it was over something she said on social media. Social media will be the death of us, oh my god. But it was on a Facebook group. I don't use Facebook again. I only use it for my business. Facebook are for old people. So, you know, hot again, I Insta the thing there. But it was in a Facebook group. It had a lot of people I don't talk to, a lot of people I don't know. But some of my friends were in there. And I don't know why I was in that group, but somehow I was in that group. And she said something about this boy. And I don't remember if I did true. I don't think it was true. More than likely it was not true, else more they go and so how I did. But yeah. So she said something and it was very disturbing. I was so hurt. So I said to myself, say, yo, we had to go to school the next morning. Yeah, we had to go to school. So I went to school and she came to school late, of course, always late. And she came in and I was sitting with my friends and I was so heated. I didn't say anything to them the entire morning. I was there waiting, shaking my leg. Just that wait for she come, you know. When she come now, she'd walk in and out of class and she just busybody until she came. She was at the door and somebody was standing in front of me. So I say, you know what? Excuse me, I look on the girl there. And we had a staring contest, like we stare down each other and I was so grieve. Until her aunt came in. Her aunt went to the same school and she came in and was like, what are going on in this squash? This is a foolishness, this, that, and the third. And a teacher was passing because everybody started with the commotion and said, but anyways, we went to the teacher's staff room because the teachers don't know me to be that type of person. Because as I said, I'm quiet, jovial, funny, me not no sense. If me in something or if you see me screw up or go on the most way, somebody provoked me. Somebody provoked me. So yeah, I went to the teacher's staff room, and to how I was heated, one of the teachers were saying, let her walk up that stairs to go to the chapel service, and the other one walk on the other stairs. Now, there was this teacher, I love her so much. Big up Miss Mac, love her. She was saying, I don't think that would be necessary because Ali is not that type of person, right? Ali said, Miss, you're a good man. Now, y'all know damn well I did not say Yazimi to my teacher. Walk the same stairs. Of course, she was on one side, I was on the other side. I went to chapel. Good. Grade 10, no. Grade 10. Man, you know, in grade 9, we were friends again. And in grade 10, no, something happened again. And yeah, so, grade 10. These girls came to this school. 2 girls, a brown one and a dark one. I don't know them girls are from Adams, right? You know, you're new to the school, you don't know anything about the students, the teachers, you don't know anything. But for some reason, they found Lucy to be a good friend. So they cling to Lucy. Man, you know, me and this girl have never had me and these girls rather, we've never had a conversation ever. So for these girls to be starting to look at me and screw up them face every time them see me and sneak this in and I giggle like them a clown. I mean, something must wrong. Like, we never had a conversation before. Why I behave this way? So obviously, Lucy corrupt them mind. Yeah, Lucy corrupt them mind. So, I never take care of something because, like, why am I gonna sweat over these girls? Like, girls, you aren't making me eat. So yeah. So, me and Lucy, we fell out again in grade 10. She corrupt the girls, them man, them talk, them want talk. Never business about them. Sometimes they get to me, but never business about them. So the fight now, the fight. Ready to the fight? So, Lucy always going like she want bunks me when we walk past each other, right? Like shoulder. It's the same for her too, little friend them. Every time they walk past me, I'm going like they want bunks off my shoulder. Poor me, I have no flesh on my body. I can bunks me, break my little shoulder. Sometimes I shift it, sometimes I don't shift it because sometimes I feel powerful. I say, no woman, like, no girl walk over me. None. Right? So, sometimes I shift it, sometimes I don't shift it. But one day, we were walking on the downstairs corridor. And we were walking in the opposite directions. You know what the girl do? Tell me if you don't know what the girl do. The girl not bounce me. She bounce my shoulder. She bounce my shoulder. What may they do? Nothing. Come here, walk clown. So guys, she hit me. She bounced my shoulder. I went back to the classroom. I told my friends they were heated. They were like, come on, let me go for the girl. I said, no, she good. Make she go on. She good. So I believe that was in the week on the Friday now, which was the last day of school for the week. I came to school early. I don't take public transportation, so you know I have to go down. My father is going to work early, so I went to school early. And for some reason, I heard Pam and Lucy in my classroom quarreling. Now, at my school, you have 2 grades, 2 classes for each grade, right? So Lucy was in the other grade, was in the other class, and of course Pam, what is my name? Judy? Pam, Judy, and I were in the same class. So I heard them quarreling in the class over a chair. So I ran and I was saying, what is happening? So I went in the class and I saw them and like they had chair and like Pam ready, she was ready to take the chair and hit Lucy. And I didn't know what she was going to do. I didn't know if it was an actor, if she was really going to take the chair and hit her because she was fed up because them been a trouble way, them been a going the most way. So yeah, so I went to her. I said, Pam, put on the chair. Just put on the chair, breeze off. We're gonna take a walk, right? Just lower her out. It is not worth it. Right? I was talking to Pam. At this point, Lucy was already through the door, on her way to her classroom. So I was talking to Pam. I don't know, probably I said it so she could hear, but she heard. I said, Pam, just leave her alone. Probably our new shoes bother her. Why I said that? Because Lucy was in a new shoes and like she walk away. So I just say, Pam, our new shoes bother her, right? Goody here. You know what Goody do? Goody turn back. Goody turn back and come in on my face. Goody turn back and come in on my face. I say, what did I say? I said, probably your new shoes about yo. Like, so I just told her, and she said, I have to tap on my shoes. I have to tap on my shoes. So she was very flighty. She was flighty. She came up in my face, talking about, I tap on my shoes have to do with this. So I said, come out of my face. And I am one. I do not fight. No, nothing about fighting. Nothing. I don't promote violence. I'm telling you, I'm a good girl, get good grades. I was in the line for head girl because I was 10th grade and they announced it in 11th grade. The teachers and everybody been telling me that I was going to be the next head girl. Right? I'm telling you, the devil is a liar. Guys, I tell you, I knew that and yet I still. But yeah, she came up in my face and I hate when people come in my personal space. I don't like people talking up into my face, especially since it's corona. I don't like people in my face. I don't like people in my space. Like, back up please. I don't like it. I don't. Right? But she came in my face, so I said, come out of my face. Where you got about it? Where you about it? So I said, please to come out of my face. Girl, in my face function. Nah, moving on. Come in my face. So I said for the third time, Lucy, come out of my face. Where you got about it? Under that, move me. Move me. Do you know what I did? Because we're going to stay there for the entire night. Because me not move and she not move.
Me not move and she not move.
So, you know what I did? I took my index finger and I pushed her in the forehead. Said, come out of my face. Girl, grab me. So we got into it. Guys, unfortunately I couldn't get any footage because back then, well, they still don't allow phones on the school grounds, so I'm sorry. That was the first segment. One of my friends pulled me out because she said, Aliyah, I must say, you get head girl and you can't do this. She pulled me out. Then it was Pam and Lucy. And then get into it. I went to the library. They took me to the library, so I'm never really listening nothing. And then it was Judy and Lucy. And me tell her said Judy is a fighter, you know. And me tell her said Judy take her foot out. Woman, Lucy Melina. So I heard. But then a teacher came and drew her away. And so the fight ended. But guys, I ended up with a scrape on my neck. For some reason my hair was still neat. Like I did 2 space buns in my hair and it was still neat. Like I'm going to insert a picture somewhere probably. And my hair is still neat. I just had a scrape. A button was torn off and yeah. So we went to the office. Of course the principal was upset because we've known her for the longest. And what made her upset most of all was the fact that I was down to be head girl and I knew that I was going to be the head girl and I went and did this. But you know, you learn from your mistakes. So I got 2 weeks suspension. Yes, I got 2 weeks suspension and of course I ended up not getting head girl. But a few teachers were there and you know, some of them were nicer than the others because they were saying that how is it that a student, I mean, yes, it was in the height of them announcing the head girl because it was in the latter part of my 10th grade year. So, and all of that happened, so it was kind of fresh. The fact was fresh in their mind, so of course I would not get head girl. But some were saying, how is it that a student that has done 99% good and 1% bad. That is what y'all look at to decide that you won't give her head girl. Fine. You won't give her deputy. And it was a fight for me to even get prefect. Like, it was my Bible teacher that had to fight for me to get prefect. And he was saying, like, how is it? Right? It was really, it was kinda, I was shaken up because you hit me that I won't be getting head girl. It was something that I was looking forward to getting, forward to leading and, being the voice for the students. But I didn't get it. I got prefect and I was grateful. But after all that I heard that the teachers were saying about me and the fight that my Bible teacher had to go through and to put up for me to even get prefect, I was even questioning and saying, do I really want this? Like, is this something I want? Because man, a pin, it doesn't define me. So at this point, I was wondering if I really want this pin, if I need this pin. But I took it. I was a good leader, played my part and all of that. So the girl got suspended for 2 weeks. 2 weeks from school. I enjoyed it. I'm not going to lie, I enjoyed it. It was really punishment because I did HSB, Human and Social Biology. I did that subject in 10th grade. So it gave me time to study for that examination. And your girl came out with a range 1 distinction per. So it wasn't really bad. I mean, I learned my lesson. My parents were upset, but in the end, she was very upset at the fact that they didn't even want to give me prefect because, as I said, a student done 99% good and the 1% bad. They looked over the 99 and the 1%. That's what they use to dictate my future. But it is what it is. I learned from my mistake. Guys, do not fight in school. Don't fight, period. If you are tempted, if you are provoked, if you are pushed, just take a breather. Go one side and pray. Fighting is not the answer. So guys, don't fight. So if you're being provoked or pushed, talk to somebody about it. Talk to the teacher. If the teacher is not doing anything about it, go to the vice principal. If the vice principal isn't doing anything about it, go to the principal. If the principal is not doing anything about it and it continues and it gets intense where you are really, really pushed to retaliate and you retaliate, then don't feel bad. Because at the end of the day, you did what you could. You notified them. You told them that you were being provoked. They didn't do anything about it. They thought, oh, it's just a regular high school thing, blah, 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 da, da, da. If you fight, then may I tell you, say, don't feel no way. Only if you've done all of those things and nothing came out of it, don't feel anyway. People think that, oh, she can't fight, she won't do anything about it, yada da da, she afraid of who, this, that, da da da. I'm telling you guys, so just know that I'm saying it again, I don't promote violence, I don't promote fighting, I don't support it any at all. It was an impulsive decision, action. I was provoked, I was pushed on several occasions by several persons. I'm just saying, you know what, I'm not making nobody trouble again. And you see, after that fight, after all of that, me and everybody did cool like cucumber. So yeah, but I forget to tell you this. This girl's mother came and talked about how I wanna gang me pitney, I wanna beat up my pitney, and da, da, da. I'm like, sis, you know what a gang war is? Gang war is with everybody on one person, one time. It was not so, as I said, it was in 3 segments. It was me and Lucy, then Pam and Lucy, then Judy and Lucy. But she said it was a gang war. And then she talking about, oh, if my daughter did still like me one time, they will under flatter ground.
You serious?
What? We said a goodie. We say, but we're good. Me and Lucy good. Me and Pam, me and Judy, everyone is good. But don't fight, guys. Don't fight. Just do something else. I don't know what, but don't fight. If you fight, make sure it's for a good reason, even though fighting is never a good reason. So thank you guys so much for watching my story time, my first ever story time, guys. I am the worst storyteller because like we just drop from this and then go there and then come back and you know all of that. But I try my best, and as I do these stuff it will improve. Just hope y'all enjoy my personality while telling these stories. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on your post notification bell so you're notified every time I post my videos. And when I drop my other story time will be the time I almost got robbed. That's another tea. But turn on the post notification bell so you can know when I drop that video. Yes, make sure you like this video, honey, because I know you enjoyed it. So make sure you like the video. Make sure you drop those comments. I want to know your thoughts on this story time. I want to know. And yeah, so your girl's a whole vibe. And if you your girl's a whole vibe, and if you want to join the tribe, make sure you subscribe.